Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today I want to give two takes for every single role. We're going to be going from position 1, which is the safe lane for all you who somehow don't know that after 15 years of Dota, all the way to position 5. And so, let's get into it. Alright, so basically I'm just going to kind of say what I've been thinking, some of the trends that I've been noticing, and put it in a very concise and quick video so you guys can, I don't know, agree, disagree, or learn some things. Alright, on top of that, go sign up to the gameleap website, guys. I'm posting new content over there almost every day, and I'll see you there. Getting into the safe lane, so the first thing is that I'm not a huge fan of the new Dragonite carry. Basically, Dragonite carry is becoming a thing. Why is it becoming a thing? Well, they just buffed the red dragon, which is cleave, the fire dragon. So basically, the E gives you 30, 40, 50, 60% cleave. Now, honestly, this isn't that impressive, and with the ulti, it can get amped by 20, 30, 40, 50%. So at max level, you're going to get 40% buff. If you get Ags, you get a bit more, but you're going to get a 40% buff, which is like, what? An extra 25%-ish, 23%. So you're going to get 80-something% cleave at max. I just don't really see the angle. Like, I don't really see why this hero would be best as this sort of type of right clicker, because my issue with it is that I don't think the lane is that OP anymore. They nerfed the regen in the B patch from 4 to 2. The base regen on Dragon's Blood is innate. So they kind of made his laning a lot worse. His Q is still an incredible ability, his stun is still an incredible ability, but now you just, like, in order to farm, you have to have this shitty laning ability. Like, if you want to farm, you have to put points in it, but then you don't have points in your Q. So you can't fight, you don't have points in your stun, so you don't want to fight. So essentially you have to AFK farm for a long time, and you might be saying, okay, that's what carries do, but I just feel like it doesn't necessarily scale that well. It scales like, okay. I just think the lane is not great. It's average. I feel like the scaling is average. I just don't really see, it doesn't play fast. The hero is very slow tempo. I think if you want to fight early game, it's actually quite bad. And you might be like, really? Yeah, because with the other dragon forms, you're either getting armor reduction or, corrosive damage, or you're getting attack speed and movement speed slow. But this Dragonite doesn't get those things, ever. So I'm not a fan. I've been seeing it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my take. Next up, Slark and Lina are up and coming. Slark carry is really good in my opinion. I believe that the hero is very hard to play, but honestly, you just take the normal leeching leash, which makes it where you get essence shift stacks when you pounce people. Then, what's really good about this hero now is that in the laning stage, your innate Barracuda gives you 10 HP regen per second if you're out of vision. So if you just go in the tree line for a short period of time, you get 10 HP regen. 10! Guys, you know what a Ring of Health is? The 700 gold item? It's 4.5 regen. It's literally more than double is Barracuda. So this ability just makes Slark a way better laner, and this hero is a very bad laner. So now it's a good laner, right? Or at least more stable. Its ulti is better now. It's 10 more regen than it used to be when you're out of vision, when you skill the ulti. It's way lower cooldown. It got buffed in the 7.36 patch and the B patch. Literally buffed twice the cooldown. It was 75, 60, 45. Now it's 50, 40, 30. Instead of 45 at max, it's 30. Crazy. I'm pretty sure that this hero has potential to be broken if played properly. And then Lina, why is Lina maybe broken? Well, honestly, I think it pairs well with two of my favorite fives right now, Treant and Sven. We'll get into Sven later in this video, actually. But yeah, I believe in Lina carry. It gets her passive innately now, which is very strong in the lane. And she has this crazy level 15 talent where per stack of her E, she gets magic resist. So you can get 35% magic resist with your passive. Insane, 35? And so all you need is armor, which is why you pair it with Treant or Sven. All right, getting into the mid laners, Monkey King mid. Let me tell you guys, Monkey King mid has impressed me like crazy recently. This hero is pretty scary. Why is it scary? It mostly comes down to Simeon's Stride, right? This facet, where you can hop around with the 0-second cooldown if you're above 90% health, means that if you win your lane and you're off to a good start, you are the most oppressive hero in the game, hands down. The mobility on Monkey King is unmatched. And so if you are able to put this hero into an Ember, into a Dragonite, into a Primal Beast, I've seen Dragonite and Primal Beast in this one-win tournament that's going on right now, and the Monkey King mid 1v9'd both games, alone, completely alone, won both games. And if you think I'm over-exaggerating, go watch the freaking games, because this Monkey King mid in good matchups is OP. Next, the most stable mid is Ember or Tiny. While Monkey King can be crazy if he's got the wrong matchup, he's not. I say that, but I saw him playing against the Razor and it looked okay. so maybe it is just OP. But the stable mid is Ember and Tiny. Ember basically got buffed really hard, where his Slight is like stupid low cooldown in the lane now. It's 12 seconds level 1. He can double hit with it with this facet. His Flame Guard is innate, so you can use it early on to like push out the wave in hard matchups. And so yeah, this hero is stupid stable, especially with Mage Slayer. You're just like nasty as a hero. And then there's Tiny. With this crash landing facet, your toss does way too much damage. It can one-shot creep waves at some point. Yeah, one-shotting creep waves in Dota with one ability is always very interesting, because then it means you have 2 other abilities to farm with. So you farm stupid fast, you do a crazy amount of damage without committing. You don't even have to buy a blink in the early game. Some people are literally going phase boots into phylactery. Just how broken this crash landing toss is. If you haven't seen it, whew, it is, it's not balanced, to say the least. It's not balanced. Okay, getting into the offlaners, Snap offlane has a lot of potential. If you don't know what's good about it now, well, let me break it down. Well, first off, the hero is always just a good laner. It has really nasty abilities. But what I've seen is you take Ricochet, and basically, if you miss or you glance, 2 Ricochet attacks will bounce towards nearby enemies. So basically, you have like built-in cleave on this hero, a weird version of cleave. If you don't know what glancing is, I don't blame you, but basically, Snapfire is innate, means that you deal 25% more damage with her autos, but you have a 25% chance of glancing shot, dealing 60% damage. So if you glance, which is where you miss because of your innate, or if you just straight up miss, you basically cleave, and it does 75% damage, which is a lot. And this works on your little shredder, so you proc like crazy. And then basically you buy Gleipnir and you scale really, really well. You have a very good 10 talent and Scatterblast damage, you have little shredder attacks at 15, you have little shredder multi-shot at 20, and this multi-shot is really crazy because with this Ricochet, it just goes nuts. And at level 25, you get a little shredder attack damage. So yeah, I see a lot of potential here. Just wanted to put it on the table, maybe something to try if you're bored. The next point is that aura stacking is the way. Yeah, aura stacking, guys. I think on Underlord and Darkseer, it's just the most stable way to play offlane right now. If you're looking to gain MMR, you don't know what to do, you want a simple way to play the game. On Underlord, I think Atos into Mech into Pipe Crimson, or obviously Greaves, Pipe Crimson, or Mech, Pipe, Greaves, Crimson. Some order of these items, whatever's good for the game, of course, is just OP. And on Darkseer, it's unbelievable. These heroes just do way too much with just their abilities. Like, Darkseer is completely overtuned. Underlord, in my opinion, overtuned. And yeah, you stack auras, you click them on your team, and you go ham. It's the way to go. All right, position 4. Hoodwink is the best position 4. I really believe this. With Tree Bounce Trick Shot, her facet, making it where the Acorn Shot will bounce to a tree if it was to otherwise expire and then bounce back and hit. So basically you get 2 hits on the support, is insane. It makes the laning stage ridiculous, and this hero was always just good. Really, my main gripe with the hero was the laning stage, and now it's just OP. So you give a hero that tends to be a mid to late game support a stupid laning stage, and it's like, wow, this hero is, it's really something. Basically, you just buy Maelstrom into Gleipnir. You can go Atos first if your team needs control. Hopefully they don't, because Maelstrom first feels really great. It's some nasty amount of damage and farming potential. And then yeah, this is the best 4. The problem is it requires a lot of mechanical skill. This hero is quite difficult to play. You have to manage your mana very well early on. You need Stick, Clarity, Sage's Mask. Like, you've really got to manage your mana. But if you can get all these things down and you can farm as well, you got to know to farm on support, which most supports are terrible at still. It's the best 4. But on the other note, Spearbreaker is the easiest position 4. If you're looking for a hero to just click buttons on and win, it's definitely Spearbreaker now. I'm a big fan of his movement speed facet. I think the other one's good too, where you bounce people back far. It is super legit, but I think the movement speed facet and his innate combined are just, it's one of the strongest facet and innate combos in the game. Like, just has some of the best. And you give this to a hero that's just easy to play, clears waves, ganks, mechanically simple, front lines, tanky. Tanky tends to be good in Dota. Like, look at Abaddon and Wraith King. Their win rates are always way higher than I feel like they should be in your average pub, just because people go on them when they shouldn't. Like, oh, well, you have way too much impact because the enemy team is targeting the wrong person. All right, getting to position 5, I think Witch Doctor support is just terrible now. As the Voodoo Festoration, I actually think if you're going to play Witch Doctor support, go back to the Headhunter. Get away from this Voodoo Festoration. I don't think it's good anymore. They nerfed the radius and the self-heal significantly. People are still doing it, and I just don't think it's it. Just don't think it's good enough. So I would shift completely away from Witch Doctor support on the Voodoo Festoration facet. Go back to Headhunter and play like a Holy Locket build with healing version of the W. Okay, getting into the next one and the final point of the video is that Sven support is OP. I believe Sven support has some crazy amount of potential. If you don't know why, let me break it down for you real quick. So basically, this hero has this facet called Heavy Plate, where Warcry provides a physical damage barrier. This is already crazy because at max level, it's a 240 physical barrier. That's a lot, guys. It's a lot. On top of that, Warcry gives 15 armor, and 22% movement speed for 10 seconds, which is just a great ability. Warcry is just one of the best abilities in the game. Easily. It's probably top 20 abilities in the game, just as like a standalone ability. And at level 10, which you're going to get, you get 5 seconds Warcry duration. Guys, it's a 50% increase to one of the best abilities in the game, with a 240 barrier because of the facet. This hero makes your team unkillable to physical damage, and it just pairs well with some safe laners that I like right now. I would say TA is a great example. I really like it with Weaver. I like it with Shadow Fiend. I think it's nice with Drow. It's good with Medusa. But I would definitely say the best combo is Lina, who I mentioned earlier because she super benefits from the armor. Lina has a lot of armor problems, and she has an immediate follow-up to your stun. So if you're looking to do something cool with your friends, I think the Lina Sven combo, it's something we've seen from Entity a couple times now. I played against it in a pub, and it was really obnoxious. And so yeah, this hero, this combo is pretty good. And that's going to be all for today's video. If you enjoyed, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. It always helps us out. I always appreciate it. And I'm going to be putting out more content near daily here on this channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
And that's all. But remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.